Hey, Shalom Israel. You understand? This is Officer Habanah. This is the Wednesday Law class, ISUPK Houston Wednesday Law class. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start off my precursor by reading this. I'm gonna read this paragraph from grist.org. It's about Christopher Columbus. Um, what we need to understand is our oppressor. We have to like every time I hear about in our community, in the black and brown community, I always hear about what about black on black crime? What about this? What about us doing this? What about us doing that? Like we always talk about what we're doing, but we never talk about what the enemy has done to us to even get us to the point that we're at. Like we never talk about the source. For those who are familiar with my class, I always like to bring up the source of the problem. That's the only way you're gonna come up with a solution. You have to get to the root and the source of the problem. You understand what I'm saying? So today we're gonna read off some of the crimes of our oppressors, and we're gonna understand that we have to separate from these people, and that's the only way we'll be able to deal with our family matters. You understand what I'm saying? So let me read this real quick before I play the song. It says, this is the grist.org. It says, after Christopher Columbus stumbled upon the island we know as Haiti 523 years ago, he wrote of the Taino people who inhabited it. They never refuse anything that is asked for. They even offer it themselves and show so much love that they would give their very hearts. So now I started off this. I started off the precursor to the class reading that paragraph because you see, like, you're gonna see how diabolical this our oppressor is. The fact that our people are so compassionate and so loving and so caring and has such a big heart. You understand, to take advantage of that and then turn around and torture these people and just absolutely just commit the most heinous and atrocious acts against us, it goes to show you how evil and sick and psychopathic and sociopathic and just diabolical that you have to be in order to do these things to that type of people who love you and take care of you. Think about, like, you got a grandparent, your grandma call you and say, hey, it was this young man that was homeless, and he every time I open my door, I always see him sitting out on the stairs, so I feel bad for him, so I allow him to come in and let him take a bath, and I fed him, and I care for him. And then all of a sudden, next thing you know, you get a phone call from the authorities or the hospital saying that your grandma is sitting there laid up in the hospital with a big old knot or a gash in her head because the same person that she opened her home to because she cared about him then bashed her upside the head. You understand what I'm saying? And took everything she got. Do you know how sick you got to be to do that? You understand what I'm saying? Like the same type of sickness that it would take for you to rape a little baby. That's the same type of sickness that we talking. It's very evil and diabolical. And these people, that's what they've done too. They've done heinous acts like that, and it's all throughout history to us. They've done it to us, and we tend to stray away from and I know it's graphic, but we tend to, and I have to put it in your face like that because if I don't, then we tend to forget about that. And we remember the things we do to each other because we living with each other all the time. We see the acts that we do against each other. So it's like, what about black on black crime? What about this? But we forget about all the things that happen to us, and it's still happening, right? So I wanted to start it off with that precursor. So let me go ahead and get into the song, and then we're gonna get into the class.
Hey, yo, Habanah.
Hey, y'all, what's up, Adawan?
Yo, we got to do it again.
Damn right.
They killing us in these streets,
Yeah, man, this shit crazy.
Let's ride.
Let's get it.
My heart goes out to all of my brothers who've been shot by the cops, can't trust the undercovers. Cold-blooded the way they did Demetrius Stanley. Shot him in front of his own home with his family. Innocent black man killed once again. To the hands of these crooked cops, they ain't your friend. Hunters down, they bloodthirsty men. Gunners down, walk free and they win.
They killing us like George Floyd. Put a knee to your neck while they hold you down. You can't run, they'll gun you down if you drive away like Andrew Brown. Same way they did Matthew Williams. He had a knife, but they ain't have to kill him. Lied on him, say he lunged at him. He tried to flee, they shot their guns at him.
It ain't gotta be nighttime, it can be broad daylight. Get out your car, try to get back in, they'll kill you like Dante Wright. If you think cops like us, they don't, they hate us with all they might. When they pull you over, guns drawn, finger on trigger, they don't play fight.
Nah, they don't play right, they don't give a fuck about witnesses. Gotta really show them what the business is. Why they out here killing kids, and we see what it really is. Got me losing my appetite, man, the bitches harassing you at the light. When you feel you gon' die, then it's fight or flight. That's what happened to Rodney Applewhite.
Tired of these cops killing us, every day of the year they killing us.
Tired of these cops killing us. When you turn on the news, they killing us.
Tired of these cops killing us, in broad daylight they killing us.
Tired of these cops killing us.
They killing us, they killing us. Tired of these cops killing us, every day of the year they killing us.
Tired of these cops killing us. When you turn on the news, they killing us.
Tired of these cops killing us, in broad daylight they killing us.
Tired of these cops killing us.
They killing us, they killing us.
Never will understand. We living in fear, we killed every day because they got the upper hand. They done murdered another man. Yeah, his name Joshua Feast. Kicking his body, he lay in the streets. It's the belly of the beast. That's why we say fuck the police. Fuck 'em, fuck 'em, fuck 'em.
Crooked cops stay stalking. Kurt Reinhold murdered for jaywalking. Pull me over, I hand you my gun license. I ain't doing no talking. Justice for McHale Rose, murdered by police at 19 years old. They said he had burglarized some place, but that was a lie. Let the story be told.
They live by it, they gon' die by it. Understand what I really mean. Shoot a nigga while he handcuffed in a seat belt that was really green. Patiently waiting for the Lord's vengeance. In the UPK, we got the illest team. All devils, they must die. Cut their heads off with a guillotine.
AJ Crooms and Sincere Pierce, y'all gon' learn who they are.
That's right.
The cops massacred these two young brothers and shot at their car. These devils can't help us, it's one solution, let's not pretend. We begin to police our own neighborhoods, we must defend and bring these homicides to an end. Tired of these cops killing us, every day of the year they killing us.
Tired of these cops killing us. When you turn on the news, they killing us.
Tired of these cops killing us, in broad daylight they killing us.
Tired of these cops killing us.
They killing us, they killing us. Tired of these cops killing us, every day of the year they killing us.
Tired of these cops killing us. When you turn on the news, they killing us.
Tired of these cops killing us, in broad daylight they killing us.
Tired of these cops killing us.
They killing us, they killing us.
Wait, one second, Christ. All right, Shalom Israel, this is Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, started out of 1 West 125th Street out of Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yohana. Again, this is Precinct Officer of 1000 Havanah, and this is the Isupk Houston Wednesday Law class. All right, I felt it fitting to play that song, considering the topic. You know, they killing us, man, and they've been killing us. Let me go ahead and get back into, you know, to finish this article. All right, so again, this is from thegrist.org. It says, it was perceived, Salakia, it was this perceived generosity and goodwill that Columbus thought would make it easier to seize the giant island. So off the rip, when he saw how nice and sweet and loving and caring and, you know, how, you know, compassionate these people were, he automatically had war in his heart. He already, in his heart, he already was like, yeah, I know how it's going to be easy. It's going to be a piece of cake. Because it's a giant island. Remember, this is a big old land. He like, oh, this is going to be easy. They going to practically give it to me. That's how nice they are. They're so nice. They're just going to let me rule over them. Let me just mistreat them and just do whatever I want to them. That's what they're going to do. It says, with its fine, large, flowing rivers and forests, full of trees and endless varieties, so high that they seem to touch the sky. Years later, the Taino would be reduced to a tiny fraction of their population of approximately 300,000, and Haiti would lose 98% of those trees Columbus coveted. So he like reduced the population to 300,000. You understand? And 98% of those trees, like they're beautiful trees of the island, that's what the oppressor do. The oppressor come in and just tear up just mess up the land, man. They mess up the land, rip up the trees, you know, and just build structures over them, and just take over, man, and just, you know, by force, you know. It says, there was nothing trivial about Columbus' violent destruction of the Taino people. While the sailor and his crew are sometimes lumped in with all other conquest-crazy Europeans of their era, their particular cruelty can't be so easily exonerated and shouldn't be ignored. You see that? Like, these crimes must not go unnoticed. Like, I'm going to read that one more time. It says, while the sailor and his crew are sometimes lumped in with all the other conquest-crazy Europeans of their era, their particular cruelty can't be so easily exonerated and shouldn't be ignored. You understand? Like, this is so horrible that, you know, they had to write an article about it, reminding you, you know, that like hashtag never forget. This is something that we can never forget, man. This is horrible, man. You understand? It says natives were regularly whipped for what Columbus considered minor offenses. But stealing a vegetable or animal could result in cutting off a Taino's nose, ear, or hand. Just a vegetable. I'm hungry. I just want a vegetable. Like, and you're gonna cut off they cut off either the nose, the ear, or the hand. The offender was sometimes forced to walk around with their severed body part in shame. Like, I mean, it's just absolutely atrocious, man. This is horrible. These are the people that rule the earth right now. These are the people that, you understand, you want to love and you want to care about. These are these same people. The same spirit that was on this man is on these same people. This is the same. They all the same people. Like, how we gonna begin to talk about what we do to each other, and we can't talk about the things that they did to us? We're gonna fix our in-house problems. Don't worry about that. But we can't fix in-house problems until we understand where the root of our problems stems from. After we figure out where the root of our problem stems from, then we sever that problem. Meaning we separate from that problem. Then we can start talk about, you know, what's going on in our house. See, the problem is we want to invite them in our house while we're trying to discuss, you know, family matters. Like, why do you want, not only are they a stranger, but they are a diabolical, you know, they are diabolical. They are not only a stranger, but they are a detriment to us. But we look at each other as a detriment, when we really not the real enemy. The real enemy is the source of our, you know, issues with each other. Come on, man, we got to understand that. It says, Columbus took and gifted Taino women to his crewmen, who would violently beat and rape them. Pregnant Taino women who were taken captive gave birth to babies who were sometimes thrown to hungry dogs. You see that? I don't know if y'all heard that. I'm going to read it one more time. Columbus took and gifted Taino women to his crewmen, who would violently beat and rape them. But you always want to talk about, you know, oh, what about this and what about that and black man this and black. You know, I hear it all the time. Like, our sisters are so destroyed. They talk about the black man and talk about, you know, our Latino brothers, like, you know, we dogs. But look at what these people did to us. This is the real enemy. It says, pregnant women violently beat and raped them. Pregnant Taino women who were taken captive gave birth to babies who were sometimes thrown to hungry dogs. And believe it or not, it says sometimes, but this happened more than not. See, a lot of people talk about, well, what about, how do you know if you don't got that blood in you, mix the blood? Because when they took and raped our women, they really didn't want to have the babies. They didn't really want nothing to do with the babies. Because think about it. If they had the babies, then they would have to raise this baby up into their family inheritance. You understand? You know what? Listen, our oppressors, they don't have the problems we have. They don't mind passing down generational wealth. You understand what I'm saying? But when they messed with our women, they didn't care about the babies. They would kill these babies and feed them to dogs and feed them to alligators and stomp on their heads and kill them. They didn't care. So it was a very, very few, very, very minor percentage. I don't know the numbers. So I don't want to, I ain't going to get into the statistics. But there was a small number that may have made it through. You understand what I'm saying? But the majority of them, they killed them babies off, man. So all that, oh, you might be a white boy because, no. When they raped our women, they killed those babies. Or they killed those women and the babies. You understand what I'm saying? Like, they didn't want no traces of us, they didn't want to be linked to, having sex with a woman of another nation. But us, we loved other nations. We love them and we want to mix with them, even though Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 3 through 6 tell you not to. You understand what I'm saying? Like, even though the scriptures tell us not to, we want to mix and mingle and, marry to them and all this. Like, come on, man. We got to stop loving these people. These people have no love for us. None. They don't care about us, man. It may be a very, 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 very small percentage of them who actually, have somewhat love for us. Somewhat. But the percentage is so small. Listen, I don't even want to deal. Look, they so diabolical. I don't care about that small percentage that do so-called care about us and love us, because you know what? At any time, they'll bite the hand. Listen, I don't trust them. They like a wild dog, that you're trying to feed. You see what I'm saying? They at any time you'll feed them, but they might take your whole hand off. I don't trust it. Anyway, let me get back to what it says. Columbus established a business in the sale of 9 and 10-year-old Taino girls for sexual slavery. That's where sex trafficking started. It started with the damn oppressor. The oppressor is the devil that the Bible speak of, man. It started with them. They always try to talk about, well, what about, because I heard, a sister talking about our Latino brothers, like, oh, yeah, they be doing some, atrocious things, and molesting and doing all this stuff with them. Okay, where do you think we get this behavior from? Like, let's not, okay, we do need to address that. It does happen. It does happen in the home. It does, it's something that needs to be addressed. It's a very serious issue in the black community. We understand that. But let's talk about, so if you want to hate your people for those crimes, why you can't hate the oppressor? Where it originated from. I mean, I don't understand. It's not making sense to me. Like, can somebody please make sense of this? People, I know, I know black people that hate our Latino people for that type of stuff. Like, they just will not deal with our Latino people for nothing. They just hate them. They like, nah, I don't deal with Mexicans. I don't deal with them because they be doing all that woo, 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 woo. Okay, but you still love the white man? What? I mean, make it make sense. You can't hate R. Kelly, but love, what's that dude name? What's that white dude name? That old man that got, not Pee Wee Hefner, but, not Pee, it's Hugh Hefner, not Pee Wee. But what's his name? Man, damn, the one that was caught up with that whole Oprah. Was it Oprah Weinstein or whatever? That's his name. Harvey Weinstein. You love Harvey Weinstein, but you hate R. Kelly. Make it make sense. That's Stockholm syndrome. I just don't understand. Like, you bash R. Kelly, but I ain't hear nobody talk about Harvey Weinstein. It wasn't a big deal. Nobody did it was no social media. I seen articles, but I didn't see my people in my community talking down on Harvey Weinstein, but people sure was coming out talking about R. Kelly. Ooh, R. Kelly, that boy, ooh, that, do. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't, expose, a rapist or, a predator, but if you're going to do it on this end, then you should do it on that. Like, where's the balance? See, the reason why you do it on one end is because the scripture says no man can serve two masters. Either you will love one and hate the other. So you love the white man so much, that's why you hate your brother. So it's easy to talk about what R. Kelly did, but never talk about what the white man do. Does that make sense? It's a psychological thing. We have to break those chains. It's like psychological bondage on our brains. We have to break those chains mentally and psychologically in order to really come up out of it. That's why those who did come into the ISUPK under Commander Junior Hunter, come into this truth, I commend every brother and sister that do that, because it takes a lot. It takes a lot. You come from a place where you were taught this and taught that, and you were raised up in these beliefs. And you were raised up, and you got generational Stockholm syndrome. This been passed down, generational trauma. All of this stuff has been passed down through generations. It's been scientifically proven. All the things that we go through, the bipolar, the schizophrenia, the depression, all that stuff stems from a generational, you know what I'm saying, trauma. Like, a lot of people don't know that, but why come? Have you ever thought, like, when we talk to each other, don't it seem like at some point, or, you know, at some form, every single one of us got some type of bipolar or depression? Why is that? Think about it. Why is it? It's because that comes from a generational trauma. You understand? That comes from generational trauma, man. That's how bad they did us. They did us so bad that it's been passed down centuries. Centuries, and you know what I'm saying? This is like our great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather. I'm feeling his pain. You see what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Ain't no telling how he died. Like, I mean, it just, the thought of it is just, you know, it's just crazy. I couldn't even imagine it, man. And that's what makes us depressed, and, you know, we don't even know it. It's like self-consciously. We don't even realize it. Columbus established a business in a sale of 9 and 10-year-old Taino girls for sexual slavery. He also kidnapped and enslaved Tainos himself, personally initiating the transatlantic slave trade in his voyage back to Europe. In short, Columbus was a murderous, enslaving, sexual abusing, treacherous colonizer to the peoples he encountered in the Caribbean. Only 2/3 of the Tainos survived just 4 years after Columbus' arrival. Some were killed, others succumbed to the diseases, and fully half of the dead killed themselves rather than to live with his tyranny. I don't even want to go no more. Like, that's crazy, man. They rather kill themselves rather suffer the treacherousness of his, you know, of his what he looked at as a game. It was a game to him. You know what I'm saying? Like, them crazy movies that you see, that stuff ain't no coincidence. Like Hostel, them crazy movies like Hostel, and what else? Some other, y'all know them Saw, some sick and diabolical, twisted movies. This, think about what kind of minds could come up with this. When we saw it, we like, God damn, what kind of device is that? Like, that thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, what the hell? You got something separating the damn, I don't even want to, you know what I'm saying? It's just crazy. Like, the torture and, like, the game, like in Hostel's so diabolical. They got the little, you know what I'm saying, like, the little rooms where, and they got the glass where you can see, like, people paying to see people get tortured. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's the type of diabolicalness of these people. But we, you know, we love them. Why? What is the benefit? Like, what is the benefit of loving them? Somebody please, like, I need to know, like, what are the statistics of the risk and the reward? Because I'm pretty sure there's the risk is more cons than pros, for sure. It gotta be. You could end up dead. Black men loving white women, you could be the next Emmett Till. You know what I'm saying? Why the hell would you even want to take a chance with that woman? When this woman, all she got to do is say, oh, he touched me, and he did this, and he hit me. And white women are so crazy, they'll take something like, they'll take this damn, whatever this hell, a thermal, whatever it's called, and they'll hit themselves in the eye with it. This thing heavy. They'll take it full of coffee just like this and hit themselves in the eye and make their eye so damn, it'll be like turning purple and orange and be swole up and call the police on you. He hit me, officer. And now you, oh, Lord be with you if it's a white officer. Lord be with you. He gonna beat you up. He gonna take you somewhere in the back alley. He gonna beat the hell out you, him and his partner, and then they gonna take you to jail. And like the jailers gonna lie on you, say you didn't rape the little girl, had an inmate's mess over you. They gonna do all type of things to you, all because you didn't hit they white woman, or they think you because she lied on you. Look at what they did to Emmett Till. They messed over him bad because she say he whistled. And then on her deathbed, she want to say, oh, he didn't whistle, and then she gave up the ghost. That was her last little old breath. She thought that was going to save her from what's going to happen to her. You know what I'm saying? Like, I pray in the kingdom, Emmett Till get her as a slave, and oh, man, I don't even want to, like, I pray that Emmett Till personally get vengeance for what happened to him with that woman and those the men them devils that did that to him, man. And that day will come. Trust and believe, they will see that day. You understand? But let me get into the lesson. I don't want to go too far off. It's horrible, man. It's horrible, but we love these people, right? Their crimes will not go unpunished. Neither would they crimes go unnoticed. We got to put them on Front Street. Give me Revelation 13:10 real quick. Who reading for me? Okay, you gonna do it on Shamar? Oh, okay, no sweat.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 10.
Mm-hmm.
He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
He that leadeth into captivity. I can barely hear you too. I don't know if it's probably because of the you turned down the
Test.
Yeah, I mean I can hear you, but it's like real low. Like I can't really hear you. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. You understand what I'm saying? Like that right there is justice, man. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. Like, their crimes will not go unpunished. They took us slaves. They took us captive. Guess what? They're going to be captives too. And that's what's going to happen to them. That's their crimes. That's perfect. That's their crimes not going unpunished. That's what the scripture say. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. Keep reading.
Lock it. Where'd that go? He that killeth with the...
Yeah, it might be up just a little too high to lock it. Sometimes when it's too high, it does that. But yeah, let me while he getting we fixing the technical issues with the mic. You understand what I'm saying? Like what? It's crazy because when we start reading off the things that's gonna happen to them, like they never. Our people always be like, well, why you want to talk about? And then they say, well, the same people that's here today is not those people then. Well, that ain't they didn't do it. The people that you see nowadays, they didn't take no slaves and all this and all that. Like I don't understand why are you trying to take up for these people. But when we talk about the crimes that Ray done done. He's a bastard and he's an evil SOB and he this and he that. He everything but a child of God. You understand what I'm saying? He everything under the sun, man. Go ahead.
He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword.
He that killeth with the sword, what?
Must be killed with the sword.
Must be killed with the sword, man. They crimes will not go unpunished. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Like these are the people that did. You heard? I just read the article. Well, what he did to the Taino people, what he did and that's just the native Indians. Like we already know what happened to the so-called Negroes and the Latinos. Like, come on, man. These people are gonna get what they deserve, man. Keep reading.
Got on one card. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
That's the patience and the faith that we have. You understand what I'm saying? That we have to have patience and we have to have faith that the Lord is going to take care of this, because he will. He is. It's a must be killed with the sword. They have to die. There's no other way around it. They're so diabolical that we can't allow them. And as again, this is going to be the Lord doing this. It's not going to be me. It's not going to be us in the ISUPK. This is the Lord doing it. That's what's in the scriptures. Must be killed with the sword. Here's the patience and the faith of the saints. Give me Ezekiel 25:14.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 25, verse 14. And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel.
You see that? I will lay my hand, like, read it one more time.
And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom.
Who is Edom? Edom is the son of Esau. Edom is the Esau is the progenitor of Edom, meaning just like Jacob is, the progenitor of the Israelites, Edom came from Esau. Edom is known today as the so-called white man, the Edomites. I will lay my hand upon Edom, my vengeance upon Edom. Go ahead.
By the hand of my people Israel.
You see that? By the hand of my people Israel. Go ahead.
And they shall do in Edom according to mine anger and according to my fury.
This is what the Lord say. This is what the scriptures say. This is the vengeance that's going to come upon these people, man. Go ahead.
And they shall know my vengeance, saith the Most High.
You understand that? That's what's going to happen, man. The Lord say that their crimes will not go unpunished. And we have to have the patience and the faith to be able to endure and understand that we're not enduring for nothing. There's going to be a reward. You understand? That there's going to be a reward. All right? Give me Isaiah 14:21.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 14, verse 21. Prepare slaughter.
Prepare slaughter. No, prepare a banquet.
Prepare slaughter.
Because they always try to say, well, the white people that's here today are not the same people that did this to us back then. Go ahead, read again.
Prepare slaughter for his...
Go ahead.
For his children.
For his children. Meaning not the people that did that to us back then, but their children. The same people oppressors that are roaming the earth now, and their children and their children's children, prepare slaughter for them. Go ahead.
For the iniquity of their fathers.
For the iniquity of their fathers. They got to pay for their fathers' crimes. Go ahead.
That they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities.
You see? That's what the Bible says. And that's justice. They deserve whatever happened to them to pay for their father's crimes, because we still suffering from our father's pain. The pain ain't stopped through centuries and centuries. We still we got the same Stockholm syndrome. We got the same depression and mental illnesses that's been passed down through the trauma that we've endured, that our fathers and our fathers' fathers have endured. So why should they not pay for their father's crimes? Yeah, we're still suffering from the trauma that our forefathers endured. They should suffer too for what their forefathers did to us. It's only right, and that's what the scriptures say. Is there some more on that?
Unless you want to go to 22.
No, we good on that. All right, let me read this. Let me see. I ain't gonna read that. Give me I'm gonna wait on that. Give me Give me Revelation 2:10. See, the thing about it is, we are not, and those are the crimes that they did to us back then. We still suffering from the hands of these people, man. We still suffering from them to this day. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody was telling me that it was just another black man just got murdered. I have to get the details on it. I'll probably have it by next class. But another black man was murdered. You understand what I'm saying? Like, this is going to be a continuous thing. You understand? I got an article where over 100, you know, black young men have been killed within the past couple years, man. Over 100. And nothing, and some of them, you know, has been unnoticed, and some of them we know about. But this is happening every day. Anytime we walk out the door, we take, like, as a black man, black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, like, that could be us at any time. So we have to understand that the things that these people are doing to us cannot go unnoticed. Read what you got.
Wakan, this is the book of Revelation, chapter 2, verse 10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer.
Mm-hmm.
Behold, the devil shall cast... The devil...
The who?
The devil...
The devil shall what?
Cast some of you into prison.
See? So, okay, because people don't understand how to understand the context of the scriptures. They don't understand scripture. It literally says the devil shall cast some of you into prison. Now, ain't no damn red man with a pitchfork and horns, you know, not even a red man, or a cartoon character, or what you would depict as the devil, putting you in handcuffs and putting you in the jail cell. But I do know who is doing that. Right. I do know who is doing that at a high rate. Locking you up. Who owns the jails? I do know who's doing that. The devil is doing that. And you see him every single day. You don't have to die to meet the devil. The devil can pull you over in an instance. And he can snatch you up out that car and beat you up or shoot you and throw you in the jail. That's what the devil is doing. He probably got somebody jacked up right now, throwing them in prison. That's what the devil do. And this is what the scriptures recognize. It says the devil shall cast some of you into prison. Go ahead.
That ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days.
Mm-hmm.
Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life.
We have to endure because in the end, we'll get a crown of life, man. That's our reward. That's our reward, like, for enduring. But the Lord will have his vengeance. We don't, like, you know, I heard people talking about, let's take up arms against these people. Let's arm ourselves, and we need guns. Yeah, I'm definitely pro-gun. I'm not against having, firearms. You know, you want to definitely have something to protect your home, especially if you got kids and wives. You know, you want to protect your home. But it's very foolish to think that we can come up against these people and fight them in their kingdom. You understand what I'm saying? Like, they got tanks and nuclear bombs and armored trucks and, you know, every weapon imaginable. What you gonna do? I don't care if you gather all black, Hispanic, and Native Indian people had guns. They can wipe out. Do you know the type of weapons that they got? They can wipe out millions of people. You know what I'm saying? Hundreds of thousands of people in just a bomb drop. So what makes you think we really can compete with these people? But we do know who can. You know what I'm saying? The God that we serve, our God can. The Most High can. And he's done it before. He's delivered us every single time that we've cried out in captivity. All we got to do is come back to the law, statutes, commandments, and we cry out to him. He's going to deliver us out of this place. But we have to understand that who our enemy is. See, in Egypt, they understood who their enemy was. You see that? You see how things work? The scriptures say what was written aforetime is written for our learning. In Egypt, they understood who our enemies was. Like, we understood who our enemies was. And we started to cry out to the Most High. When we started to cry out to the Most High, he heard our cries. And guess what? He killed them Egyptians, man. He delivered us out of Egypt. So why can't we understand who our enemy is here? Why? That's what we need to do, man. Give me Lamentations 4:18. See, this is what they doing to us today. These are the crimes and atrocities that they commit. I'm just reading out their crimes. They rap sheet. They got to pay for these crimes, man. They've done all these things to us. They got to pay for this, man. This can't go unpunished. It will not go unpunished. And it will not go unnoticed. As long as the ISUPK and the Commander General Hunter, you understand, as long as the Lord allows us to do what we doing in this earth, it will not go unnoticed.
That's right.
We're going to definitely expose them for what they are. And anybody that want to side with them, then guess what? You're going to get the same treatment that they're going to get. If you want to be a so-called Negro, Latino, or Native Indian, you want to side with the oppressor, guess what? You're going to get treated like that. That's what the Bible says. Scriptures say, ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye shall do. He was a murderer from the beginning. You understand what I'm saying? And abode not in the truth. So that's what you are. You are enemy. Christ even said it. Who is not with me is against me. So if you're not with us, then we're going to see who the Lord is really with when that time comes. Go ahead.
Colonel Wakan, this is the book of Lamentations, chapter 4, verse 18. They hunt our steps, that we cannot go in our streets.
They hunt our steps, man. Like, we can't even, as soon as we pull out the parking lot, here they come. Here they creeping up behind you, hunting you down, just stalking you like prey, waiting to devour you. That's what they are, ravening wolves. Come on, man. But you want to love these people. These people hunt you. Look at what they do. We didn't forgot what they did to James Byrd. That wasn't that long ago. You understand what I'm saying? They drugged this man. I mean, members of his body just getting torn apart as they dragging him. Come on, man. They hunted that man. That's what's happening to us, man. But we love these people. It's a brother right now that's locked up fighting for his life, Rodney Reed. Fighting for his life because of a situation like it's similar to OJ. Where he messing with this one. And now, at the end of the day, that's why we got to separate from these people. That's why we can't be joining with these women and trying to mess with these women, man. Because these women will get you killed or get you fighting for your life, fighting the death penalty. Y'all look into that Rodney Reed case, man. This is happening right now. I believe in Texas. Go ahead.
Colonel Wakan, our end is near.
Mm-hmm.
Our days are fulfilled. For our end is come.
Look, man, that's how we feel. As soon as we step out, we see that lawman behind us. Damn, it's probably that time. Especially if it's dark. The situation, you'll know the situation. You'll feel it. You'll be like, damn, this might be it right here. You're going to get to calling, call whoever you need to call, do what you need to do. Because this might be it. You never know. You might have a bloodthirsty devil behind you waiting for you to just look like you making the wrong move so that they can kill you. That's what the Bible say, man. Now, when are we going to, start loving our own to the point where we don't have no more love to give to these other nations? When is that going to, I can't wait for that day. When is that going to happen? I get tired of seeing these coons and, Uncle Ruckuses, Uncle Toms. You understand what I'm saying? I get tired of seeing them and hearing them. I don't have no love for these other nations because I got too much love for my people. And that's the mind frame that we need to have. You understand what I'm saying? Like, we have to understand that even the scriptures, give me Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha 9 and 13. Even the scriptures tell us to separate from these people because they're going to kill us. We got to understand, man. Even we already know if we don't separate from them, they can kill us, but yet and still we still take the risk, and decide why would you even want to take that risk? It was I'm gonna tell a quick little story. A brother told me what happened to him. He said he went out to the club with his white homeboys, and as he in the club, they drinking and they having a good time, and next thing you know, the guys kept giving him a drink, offering, hey, you want another round? Let's have another round. And then next thing you know, I think he said he was on drink 3 or 4, and all of a sudden he started to feel funny, different. And then next thing you know, he woke up somewhere and he had no idea how he got there. He woke up, he had no clothes on, and he don't even know how he got there. Nobody was around. You understand what I'm saying? Like, he don't remember nothing. He don't, like, ain't no telling what happened to that dude, man, that brother. That brother then probably got raped and didn't even know it. They probably had their way with him and didn't even know it. But that's what happens when you trust these people. Oh, no, it's okay. Ethan and Connor, they're cool people. They're cool. Look, I go to work with them, man. Hey, they're cool people. You know, we just want to have some drinks. Yeah, drinks with the guys. And next thing you know, you waking up in some damn hotel butt naked and don't know what happened to you. Just straight violated. Don't remember a thing. Could you imagine that? Just waking up? I couldn't even imagine that. Waking up and you don't know what. That's like being, like, that's the real abduction. They talking about alien abduction? That's a real abduction right there. They done abducted you. Did whatever they wanted with you. Ain't no telling what they done did. You might need to go to the doctor and get checked out for AIDS. You don't know what's going on. You understand what I'm saying? Ain't no telling, man. And this happens to our sisters all the time because they want to hang out with Becky and Susie and Amber. Amber had your ass in the goddamn hotel room, butt naked, and don't know what happened to you. That's what happens, man. Get away from these people. Even the scriptures say that, no, man, anything can happen to me. They, you know, because they are killers. They're murderers. So in the back of your mind, you're going to always have that, like, man, I don't want to die tonight. That's why it says, keep thee far away from the man that had power to kill. Go ahead.
Colonel Wakan, and if thou come unto him, make no fault.
It says what now?
Now if thou come unto him, make no fault.
So now you get pulled over. You know, you got that wolf lurking in the shadows, waiting for any move. Don't make no fault, man. Don't argue with them. Listen, you get pulled over, you have your license and your registration already ready. Have it ready. Whatever information you need to have, insurance, all that, have it already ready. You understand what I'm saying? Have your window already cracked. Hand them. Don't argue with it. They want to give you a ticket. Listen, don't fight it. Fight it in court. Make no fault. Don't be stupid. Because they're looking for a reason to kill you. This is what the scriptures say, man. That's why I love this book. This book gives you perfect instructions on how to live. In every aspect. When you follow the laws, you live. When you listen to this scripture right here, you live. Or you definitely have a great chance of surviving. Go ahead.
Lest he take away thy life presently. Remember that thou goest in the midst of snares.
You see that? Remember. Keep this in your mind every time you step out the house. You going out in the midst of snares. What is a snare? A trap. This life is a trap. It's like you are in their kingdom. It's like tiptoeing around landmines as a black, Hispanic, and Native Indian. You have to tiptoe. You have to understand this is a warfare. Every time you step out this house, remember you are in the midst of snares. Go ahead.
And that thou walkest upon the battlements of the city.
You see, it's right there. You walking upon the battlements of the city, meaning everywhere you step is warfare. It's warfare, man. For brothers and sisters. Stop being so casual and so, oh, this ain't nothing, Stop being so careless. That's why I'm so overprotective. That's why I'm so overprotective. You understand? And I know a lot of my brothers are like that too. Because the scripture says we are walking in the midst of snares and we are walking upon the battlements of the city. See, that's why it's good for our sisters to have strong black men and strong black leaders to show them and guide them. Because they don't really understand. They don't really truly understand that this is warfare. So they be, we take our life like, oh, it's casual. I want to, go out and have fun. I want to do this. Anytime you step outside, there's a war. There's a war going on. Just because you don't see tanks and bombs being dropped and guns and what's them MG-82s and light machine guns being fired, 50 calibers. Just because you don't see that and hear that, that does not mean it's not a war. That does not mean it's not a war going on. You understand? Just because you don't see it, don't mean it's not a war going on. Be smart. Be wise. Listen to your outer one. Listen to him. Because at any time, you can succumb to this war. You can be a casualty of war. That's what the scriptures say. It's not what I'm saying. That's what the scriptures say. Give me Baruch 4:25 in the Apocrypha. Their crimes will not go unpunished, man. They're going to get dealt with. And I can't wait for that day. All we got to do is just, have faith. That's all we got to do. We got to have faith, and we got to continue working, man. Work hard. Keep our mind, keep ourselves grounded in these scriptures, in this truth. Come to class. The more you think about it, the more you're in class and the more you surround yourself around this truth, the less that you're in the battlements of the city. Think about it like that. Think about it. The more you are in class and the more you're doing the work of the Lord, the less you are on the battlefield of the city, the battlements of the city, and in the midst of those landmines. Don't it feel good to be in a place where ain't no landmines? When you ain't got to sweat and be thinking like, oh, if I step right there, I don't want to get blown up. Here in the Isupk, in our schools, this is our safe haven. This is our safe haven. We can walk around here freely without the worry of stepping on any landmines or any snares. This is the place. And anytime you're doing the work of the Lord, anytime you're just drowning yourself in these scriptures, the Lord is with you, man. But when you out here when you living your best life, the Lord, that umbrella of protection is not on you no more. Because now you sinning against the Most High when you living your best life. You're not supposed to live your best life because your best life is not the best thing for you. Your best life is not following these laws, statutes, commandments. In fact, this is a hard life. Live your hard life. You understand what I'm saying? Because in the end, the reward is great. I understand, everybody want to live in the now and have money and, party and all these things. There's nothing wrong with, going out and having fun. But understand that that's just to soothe you in your oppression. It's not, you can't separate yourself from your oppression. See, some people, they tend to disassociate themselves with being oppressed. They don't think that they're slaves. Just like Harriet Tubman said, I would have freed more slaves if they knew they were slaves. Like, a lot of our people don't think they're slaves. Because they hanging out with Amber all day. They think they're in that same tax bracket. Excuse me, Slacker. They think they're in that same tax bracket. They think they have white privilege. Your skin is black as mine, but you got white privilege. Like, that don't matter. You think Amber is going to give you white privilege? You think Amber is that person that get you in the door. You got somebody on the inside like, hey, come on, let me in. I know. That's Amber for you. You think Amber or Connor is that way out into that ticket into their society. They ain't not letting you in. They really only got you as a trophy. You a trophy next to them. You're their, matter of fact, you're their ticket into our society. They're accepted by black people because you're their ticket. But you're definitely not accepted by them. They looking at Connor and them stupid like, what the hell you got this nigger in here for? What the hell is going on here? Don't worry, we got something for him. Let's get him drunk. Let's slip something in the drink. And then it's all over. Next thing you know, people going to be posting up them signs or, putting hashtags on Facebook or putting, please help me find my son. Please help me find my sister. And that's messed up. Please help me find my daughter. Contact this number if you hear anything. Read what you got, man. Where we at?
This is the book of Baruch, chapter 4, verse 25. My children, suffer patiently the wrath that is come upon you from God.
My children, suffer patiently the wrath that has come upon you from God. We got to understand, like, everything that the Lord, he's a great father. A great father disciplines his children. It may seem harsh. Sometimes it takes a harsh punishment for a stiff-necked people. Hard-headed, a hard head make a soft, you know what they say. A hard head make a soft ass. And the more stiff-necked we are, the more harder the punishment is going to be. And you think the Lord delight in punishing us? He don't. But he has to, because that's true love. That's true love that a father has for his children, to discipline them. Because you want the best for your child. Keep going.
For thine enemy hath persecuted thee, but shortly thou shalt see his destruction.
Shortly thou shalt see his destruction. Our enemy has persecuted us, but shortly we shall see his destruction. The time will come. All we got to do is endure. Their crimes will not go unpunished. And today we've read out their crimes. We're reading out their atrocities. They got a long rap sheet. This must be accounted for. You know how in court, when they be reading out them charges, like in the case of such and such, you know, this and this and that, what do you plead? I mean, or what the jury finds the defendant, you know, guilty. In the case, in the crime of such and such, like we're gonna be there for a long time reading out the crimes of the white man. They got a lot, and they guilty for all of it. They hold themselves not guilty, but we're gonna hold them guilty. We're gonna hold them guilty, and we're gonna read all their crimes out, man, and it's gonna be so atrocious. And that's what we're doing today. We read all these crimes that I'm bringing out. And this is not even a fraction. It's not even a fraction of it. You understand what I'm saying? Like, they got some atrocious things. The crimes that they've committed, they've committed the worst of the worst. They got to get punished for that, man. Let me see. Keep going.
And shall tread upon his neck.
And shall tread upon his neck, man. That's what's going to happen. We're going to tread upon his neck. Just like that cop kneeled on George Floyd. He got 22.5 years. Okay, no sweat. We're going to tread upon his neck. See how he going to know exactly firsthand how it feels. He going to know firsthand how it feels, man. Give me Exodus 2 and 10 real quick. We got the spirit that Moses had on him in this chapter, in this verse, like, this is the type of spirit that our people should have. But guess what? We get them Uncle Toms and them Uncle Ruckers, them Captain Save a devil that put their cape on and be like, burr, 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 burr. You know what I'm saying? Ready to save them. They can't wait to come to mass rescue. Like, I'm talking about loud and proud and bold. No, he ain't do nothing. Why you make him kiss your boot? First of all, we don't make him do nothing. We read the scripture and they do it on their own will. You understand what I'm saying? But here come Captain Uncle Tom. Why you letting them kiss your boots, man? That's wrong, man. Why are you doing that? We should love white people. We should love all people. You know how many times I just get tired of hearing that. I just get tired of hearing we should love. God loves everybody. God is all love. We should love all people. All lives matter. Come on, man. It takes a special coon to, you know what I'm saying? A kuna matata. Like, it takes a special, you have to be, like, I just don't understand. This is the spirit that you should have. And Moses, let's read it.
This is the book of Exodus chapter 2, verse 10. Mm-hmm. And the child grew, and she brought him unto Pharaoh's daughter, and he became her son. And she called his name Moses. And she said, because I drew him out of the water. Verse 11. And it came to pass in those days, when Moses was grown.
Now, hold on, before we keep going. Moses did not grow up in the ghetto. Moses did not grow up in poverty. He didn't grow up being oppressed. He didn't grow up being a slave. He grew up in River Oaks.
Right.
He grew up in the best part of Katy, in the woodlands. That's where he grew up. He grew up amongst the other name, the heathen, and he was living good. How he grew up is equivalent to like growing up in the president's house, or growing up with the president in the home of the president, or president's daughter, or whatever. That's the equivalence of how Moses grew up. He grew up in Pharaoh's home. Pharaoh was the king of Egypt. He grew up in the king's home, being taken care of by the daughter. She spoiled him right, and he didn't have no want for nothing. But did he turn on his people? Did he sit here and say, oh, well, my God loves everybody? And you know what? Well, he shouldn't have, what they say about when a cop shoot you? He should have complied. Moses didn't do that. Moses didn't say he should have complied. And he grew up with these people. You understand? He grew up in the suburbs, living good, in a mansion, with money and around the people, the enemy. He could have easily said, no, these people are good people. Why y'all hate these people? Pharaoh, he's good. His daughter took care of me. They good people. We should love them. He could have easily did that. What'd he do? He decided to go to the hood. He decided to go to the poverty, to the ghettos where our people are being oppressed. He decided to go to 3rd Ward, into 5th Ward, into the 4-4, and dead end. He decided to go out into where his people, because he didn't see where he grew up. He didn't see nobody was getting oppressed there in Pharaoh's home. He was protected. But he went out amongst his people. He could have easily been an Uncle Tom, an Uncle Ruckus. But he didn't do that. That's the spirit that we should have as a people, man. Just because you didn't experience firsthand, police brutality or you grew up in a nice home with a silver spoon or a gold spoon, that don't mean your people are not out here suffering. Never forget that. Let's see what Moses did. Go ahead.
That he went out unto his brethren.
So when he became old enough, when he became of age, he went out amongst who?
His brethren.
He went amongst his people. That's what he wanted. He beard out. He said, you know what, hey, I appreciate you, Pharaoh daughter, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I appreciate you for taking care of me, but I'm out. You know what I'm saying? I'm going where I feel comfortable, where I know my people are. Go ahead.
And looked on their burdens.
He looked on their burdens. Meaning he felt the oppression. He wasn't going through it, but he felt it. He put himself in like when Trayvon Martin died, he said, I'm Trayvon Martin. When Mike Brown got killed, I'm Mike Brown. Alton Sterling, I'm Alton Sterling. That's what Moses did. He knew who he was, and his people are dying. He knew that could be him. That was him. He identified with his people. That's what Moses did. He looked on their burdens. Go ahead.
And he spied an Egyptian smiting an Hebrew.
Now he saw some police brutality going on. He saw some police brutality happening. He saw some oppression firsthand happening. It wasn't happening to him. It was happening to his brother, man. He saw this Egyptian smiting his brother. What does smite mean? Killing. He saw him killing his brother, man. That's like that. It takes you got to have a certain spirit, man, to be raised around the heathen, around the same people that you see killing your brother. And you think, hey, man, ain't nothing wrong with these people. These people, they not bad people. They raised me up right. I'm good. I'm healthy. But you see these same people killing your brother, man. And you understand that. And instead of sitting back and not doing nothing, now I'm not telling nobody to go out here and do what he did, but you should definitely have that spirit. You should definitely have that spirit, man. Let's keep reading.
One of his brethren. And he looked this way and that way. And when he saw there was no man, he slew the Egyptian.
So now he looked this way, he looked that way. Because why? He knew what he was about to do could get him in trouble. He knew what he was doing was wrong. But at the same time, he said it was worth it. He made a conscious decision in that moment and decided that it was worth it. Because he'd be damned if he'd sit back and watch his brother getting killed by the heathen, the other nation, the enemy, and he not do nothing about it. Even though he grew up around these people. Even though he could have turned his back on his brother. He could have been a coon. He could have said why he didn't comply. He should have complied. He didn't do that. He looked this way, he looked that way. What else?
Kanawakan. And when he saw there was no man, he slew the Egyptian and hid him.
He killed that Egyptian, man, and did what with him?
And hid him in the sand.
He killed that Egyptian and hid him in the sand, man. He did what he had to do. Now, I'm not telling nobody, of course, now, you know, the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. So I'm not telling you to go out here and do that. But Moses did what he had to do. You understand? Now, our people should have that same spirit on them where they may not be, even if you're not experiencing oppression firsthand, you should definitely have a spirit like, listen, my people are suffering, so I'm suffering. My people hurting, so I'm hurting. My people getting killed, so I'm getting killed. We have to be one body, one spirit. That's what we have to be. That's the only way this gonna work, man. Go ahead. Oh, Salakia. Oh yeah, go ahead. Read this part.
Verse 13. And when he went out the second day, behold, two men of the Hebrews strove together.
So now he see a situation where the first day he went out, he saw the enemy killing his brother. So he killed that enemy. He killed that man, defended his brother. Now he come out, he see black on black crime.
Right.
Now he witnessing black on black crime. And guess what? This is so heavy because that's the first thing that our people love to bring up. What about black on black crime? Meanwhile, you got the enemy slaying us like it ain't nothing. But you always want to bring on black crime. Now, go ahead and read.
Kanawakan. And he said to him that did the wrong, wherefore smitest thou thy fellow?
Why are you out here fighting, killing your brother, man? That's what Moses said. Why are you out here killing? We're out here killing each other when they killing us, man. They killing us. See, they don't know what happened the day before. Well, actually, if we keep reading, I believe one of them, keep reading real quick.
Verse 14, and he said, who made thee a prince and a judge over us?
Yeah, and you see that? That's what happens when we stand up for our own community. In Isupk, when we go out and tell our people, man, why are you killing each other, man? They out here killing us. Well, who made you? Why are you worried about us?
Right.
Why are you so concerned with what we doing? We hear it all the time. Keep reading. Who made you? Who made you God? Who made you a king over us? Go ahead.
Intendest thou kill me as thou killest the Egyptian?
Oh, so now you're going to bring up what I did, and I did that to save you. I did that because I cared about my people. See, they do this to us all the time in the Isupk. We do what we do because we love our people. Well, you going to make them kiss your boots? Why you doing that? You see how it works? You see how there's no new thing under the sun? You know what I'm saying? What was in the beginning is now, and it will be to come. Like, this is what, and I'm paraphrasing that, but this is what the scriptures say, man. You know, we ain't got to get no more on that, but that's what Moses had to endure, man. This man grew up around the heathen, was spoiled, didn't go through no oppression, came out amongst his people, saw the oppression, saw the heathen killing his people, killed the heathen, then came and tried to stop black on black crime from happening, and then they threw it up against him. But that didn't stop him, bro. That didn't stop him. He still went on and did what he was supposed to do and freed our people, man. You understand? That right there, it take like, that's a real, like, you know what I'm saying? Even though in the end, you know, Moses didn't endure. He didn't endure until the end. But for the little time that he did do the work of the Lord, he was mighty. He did what he was supposed to do. And that's the spirit that we should have, man. Let me get this last scripture real quick. Give me Zechariah 1 and 12 real quick. We always try to talk about, you know, it's crazy because every time we start bringing up the crimes of our oppressor, they always try to talk about, well, what do we do to get in this situation? like people that scoff against us. But like, didn't you sin against your God? Didn't you sin against them? And now that's why that's why your God is using them as a whooping stick. Didn't you say that? Yeah, he is. He definitely is using them to punish us, man. And we deserve the punishment. But guess what? We didn't deserve the affliction that they caused. They go. We read what they got. Read what the scripture say.
This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 1, verse 12. Then the angel of the Lord answered and said, O Lord of hosts, how long wilt thou not have mercy, Salakia, on Jerusalem and on the cities of Judah?
So the angel of the Lord is answering and said, O Lord of hosts, how long will you not have mercy on Jerusalem? Meaning, how long you going to allow, your children to suffer this punishment that they've caused upon themselves? Like, are you going to, how long are you going to not have mercy on them? Go ahead.
Against which thou had indignation these 70 years.
All this time, all this oppression that they've been going through all this time, like they've been suffering all these atrocities. When are you going to have mercy on them, Lord? Go ahead.
Verse 13. And the Lord answered the angel and talked with me good words and comfortable words. 14. So the angel that communed with me said unto me, Cry thou, saying, Thus saith the Lord of hosts, I am jealous for Jerusalem and for Zion with great jealousy.
You see that? This is how the Most High feel about us. He loves us, man. We are his children. You think he want to punish us? No, he don't. We deserve the punishment because we don't want to cry out to him. We don't want to follow these laws, statutes, and commandments. So we deserve this punishment. When are we going to continue to sin against when are we going to stop sinning against our Father? When are we going to stop being disobedient to our Father? That's the real question. It's time for us to stop being disobedient. It's time for us to be good children. It's time for us to endure. You understand what I'm saying? Coming to class for 2 hours is nothing, or hour and a half. That's nothing, man. That's a light thing. We owe Christ our lives because he gave his for us. We just, like the mercy that the Lord give us, we don't deserve it. Because we look at coming to class or we look at doing the work of the Lord as something, as a hard thing to do, as a grievous thing. We can't even endure. You can't even endure to the end. You come in the truth and you leave the truth. You leave the best place on earth. For what? For some weed? For a heathen? That's what you leave the truth for? We don't deserve the mercy from the Lord, man. But as a merciful God, he does have mercy. It says read that part again where it says he have jealousy.
I am jealous for Jerusalem and for Zion with a great jealousy.
Jerusalem and Zion, that's Israel. That's us, the children of Israel. Why is he jealous of us? He's jealous because he see the things that these nations are doing to us. He see the atrocities that they committed against us, man. Like, come on now, taking a baby and feeding the dogs. Like what like, I mean, it just, taking the 9 and 10-year-old little girls and using them for sex traffic. When they're 9 and 10 years old. Think about it. Like, come on, man. Beating and raping our women. Keep going.
And I am very sore displeased with the heathen.
With the who?
With the heathen.
No, he saw displeased with us in this scripture.
With the heathen.
He saw displeased with the heathen.
That are at ease.
That are at ease. Why? Why are they at ease? Because right now, he using them as a whooping stick. So that they chilling. They got businesses in our neighborhoods. They got, they don't get oppressed like us. They don't get shot down in the street like us. They don't get the treatment that we get. These atrocious acts ain't happening to them like it's happening to us. So they at ease. The white man is at ease right now. He is on top of the earth. He is ruling the world. He's at ease. He's ruling the world and beating us in the process. And the Lord is displeased with them, sore displeased. Meaning he is angry. He is angry at them. Go ahead.
For I was but a little displeased.
But with us, he was but a little displeased. You see that? With the heathen, he is sore displeased because He's sore displeased because with us, for his children, he was a little displeased because we didn't want to obey him. You know, it ain't nothing that serious. It's just like, you know, I tell you to go wash the dishes, you ain't wash the dishes. Am I going to kill you because you ain't wash the dishes? I ain't that mad at you. You ain't do nothing to die. You understand? Y'all get where I'm going? You not washing the dishes, that don't mean I'm going to beat you until you die. I'm just a little displeased. So guess what? Go stand in that corner. Or go do me some push-ups. Or go give me that belt. I'm just a little displeased. You know, we're just going to, you know, discipline you and, you know, guess what? We're going to be good. We're going to be right. Next time you're going to do them dishes. But no. That's like, you know, now all of a sudden that's like you tell the neighbors, hey, you know, I got to work late today. You know, when my kid come home, just keep an eye on them. You know what I'm saying? They can play out until the sunlight, you know, when the street light come on, make them go in the house. So guess what? They see them, that's like the neighbor, you know, because back in the day it was like this. Back in the day, the neighbor used to watch the kids too. Because my neighbors, I was cool with the neighbors, you know, the neighbors with me too. But that's like, I'm standing outside till the street light come on, and they tell me to go in the house, I ain't listening to them. You ain't my daddy. And they come out and just straight up beat me, abuse me, because I ain't listen to them. What you think my father is going to do? Think about it like that. He allowed the neighbor to whoop you. I'm not going to say neighbor. I'm using neighbor in the sense of a street, but he allowed the stranger to whoop you. He allowed that. He said, listen, they don't do what they're supposed to do. You can go and whoop them. I'm giving you permission. The stranger, keep reading. For I was a little displeased.
For I was a little displeased, and they helped forward the affliction.
They did what?
They helped forward the affliction.
They took it too far. They took it too far. They beat my child until my child died. Now you think I'm not going to be angry as a father? All my wrath is going to come upon that neighbor that whooped my child until my child died or ended up in the hospital. You understand? That's what's going to happen to these other nations. So just because the Lord used them as a whooping stick, they did too much. They took it too far. They diabolical. They psychopaths. They couldn't just whoop you a little bit. They had to ha 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 ha. They had to keep going. They had to keep going and keep going, even though they drew blood. They had to keep going until you die. That's what they did to us. And that's why the Most High is sore displeased with them, because they helped forward the affliction. They did too much, and they're going to get what's coming to them. Their crimes will not go unpunished. The Lord knows what's going on, and guess what? We will be delivered out of this captivity. All we got to do is just be diligent children. All we got to do is be obedient and have faith. That's the patience and the faith of the saints. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. It's going to happen, and I can't wait for that day. All right, let me check online to see if there's any questions real quick. Check on, I don't see nothing on Facebook. Check on YouTube real quick. I don't see nothing on YouTube. With that, I'm pass the class over to Trooper. Actually, Salaki. I'm Officer Ron for the security announcement. He ain't, yeah. Most High in Christ. Right. Make sure you pay your tithes to the ISUPK. Go to www.isupk.com. Click the donation link. You understand? Make sure you pay your tithes. That 10% is of the Lord, and it should go to the priests and prophets. It needs to go to the priests and prophets that's doing. You can turn it. It's all good. It needs to go to the priests and prophets that's out here doing the service. That's Commander General Yohana. You understand what I'm saying? So make sure you pay your tithes, man. Go ahead, Officer Ron.
Khan. We are the ISUPK, started out at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves with the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry, tithes, which is a commandment, out of the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21, and Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 through 10. It means 10th in the Hebrew, Mayasharah, 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocation. There's a memorial blowing of trumpets, which is the first day of the 7th month, which is Monday, September 6, 2021, out of the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 24 through 25. If anyone wants to become a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black, boots, shirt, pants, headband, or scarf. And notice those are the security announcements. We've got one more announcement. Brothers and sisters, Google search the school and request directions prior to departure to school. Once arrived, click the website button and also call the Google number. And if you have pictures, you can upload them there. And that concludes all announcements.
All right, with that, Amajim, which means to stand. We're going to give one courtesy salute to the brothers. Men of Israel, Amani Shabbat, Amajim, Barak, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakatah, Yazamatah, Sorry. We're going to give one courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Amani Shabbat, Amajim, Barak, Yahweh Shemal Atah Hashem Yahushua, Yazamatah, dismissed. I'm right.